All right, what's up, Miles? What's up? What's up? All right, hang. We're getting a couple people in here. All right, I knew Jeanette McCallahan would be on this feed. All right, the very special feed tonight. I'm going to explain what's going on. What's up, Amy? I have, if you know me very well, I created a group about 4.5 years ago, which I've been doing helping people for many years. Okay, the group page is called The Road to Recovery. Jeanette McCallahan has taken The Road to Recovery, and The Road to Recovery is a very unique course. The testimonials are I am a gift from God. All right. Now, I'm not saying I'm a gift from God. God gave me a great gift to help people, and you can think I'm full of shit. I'm not. All right. This is the real deal. So I'm gonna bring in a little while. I'm bringing a special guest. Okay, I've solved certain things: anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, cancer. Have gotten people out of wheelchairs. All right. Except some people on Facebook aren't too interested in the answer to the cure. All right. Now, if I got all these people well, and it's a count over 6,000 people worldwide. Okay, from different diseases. And I have my doctors have followed the feed. They have recently questioned me on the new two one. The new two I just helped one person, which I'm going to bring on, is Parkinson's. They do not have an answer, and we're going to hear Clark Brown. I'm bringing him on about Parkinson's. Parkinson's, they haven't figured it out. The doctors have um, questioned me about this. Okay, and Jeanette McCallahan and has said it. Carrie Huff is just come in here. She has taken the road to recovery. Amy has listened into feeds on the road to recovery, so it's a real deal. If you don't want to listen to this, you can get off the feed. But I think you're going to want to hear Clark Brown coming in here on a very special conversation about the cure from Parkinson's. Now, with fatigue, they haven't figured out fatigue. How you doing, Carrie? I hope you're feeling better. Okay, it's very helpful. It's a unique thing that will get people well, and I just don't get Facebook. That if I came up with a cure for all this stuff, why didn't people cry out for the help? Okay, there was certain people that cried out for the help, and they came to me. Even death, how to get over death, love. See, the road to recovery isn't a drug rehab. It's the qualities of life, how you live it. See, the thing with me, the road recovery that I created, nothing's going to shake me, make me, or break me. All right. And I think Jeanette McCallahan is the biggest. She has one of the best testimonials in road recovery of detox. All right. And she came to me out of nowhere when I was doing a feed, and she started listening. Didn't even ask me any questions. She kept quiet, and she has a wonderful testimonial. Okay, so I'm going to get someone on the phone. We're going to bring Clark Brown on the phone. Okay, and with Clark Brown, we're going to hear what the road recovery has done for him. So I'm going to dial Clark right now. Okay, and I do run Hell Yeah Radio. I'm going to bring this to Hell Yeah Radio. All right. It's a very important feed that people would rather post Ozzy videos. And I've worked with Ozzy in my time and stuff. And I've seen all the videos of all these rock stars. And I interview them as friends. Okay. I'm very good friends with the people I interview. And you enjoy the interviews on Hell Yeah Radio. But this is not about Hell Yeah Radio. It's about the road to recovery. Okay. Okay, so let's get Clark on the phone here. All right. All right.
The number you have dialed has not.
Hold on one second. And I would also like to thank you all on who congratulated me and Jennifer Moore on our engagement and futuristic things for marriage. Okay, to be with together forever. All right. So let me see. All right. I think I got it. All right. I did get it. All right. Give it a second.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Clark Brown.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a live feed, and I told you I was going to bring you on here for a
Yes.
couple reasons to talk about the road to recovery. I met you in a weird way, all right? I met you on Facebook,
Yes.
a-
Right.
and you were going through some serious issues, especially with your mom's death when she was getting sick, and you sort of whacked out there. I had to block you like 3 times, which was no big
Yeah.
deal. And you have a story and a half that really blew my mind, and I've been sitting doing one-to-one courses with you
Yeah.
besides the videos that you have watched for the road recovery. And for some reason I took you back into the road recovery, okay? And I also took you back as knowing what you're knowing and what you're about ready to tell these people, okay?
Right.
Now with the road recovery, you were going through a problem with a death with your mom, which you started. I put a video out. Can everybody grieve the same with death? And you have watched it many a times. You have told me, and it got you through your mom's death and a lot of other stuff. It swung you around to the person you are right now.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's one different thing. You have something that a lot of people have, and with that, it's called Parkinson's.
Yeah.
All right, so am I right? I started doing one-to-ones with you, right? And with the
Yeah.
Parkinson's, and you found out that the doctors were sort of wrong with you.
Yeah.
So I want you to explain it, man. What did the
They
road?
just didn't know what they were talking about. Um, they haven't even done the test to actually say I had Parkinson's. They just said you got shakes from Parkinson's, and I just rolled with that. And I was like, okay, no problem. I'll talk to Paulie about it. We'll see what we can do. And then I got to looking at some of the road to recovery notes and got really heavy into it. And we talked. We were working on the shakes in my hands, and they've stopped. The tremors in my legs have stopped. But what's weird is we had that talk, and you had some of the same symptoms, and you got lupus, and I got Parkinson's. It didn't make any sense.
Now you also said you didn't have feeling in your face, man, and they told you weren't going to get it back.
That was Bell's palsy, and that was on the right side of my face. They said I wouldn't feel anything, and I wouldn't move it. I drool out of the right side of my mouth for the rest of my life. I don't do that anymore. Um, what else did they say? That I couldn't move my eyebrow. I couldn't move my ear no more on my right side. I still can't wiggle my right ear.
Well, we'll get to that.
uh, I can move the right eyebrow a little bit, and that's a big coming of age with that. So we'll work on it until it moves all the way.
Now, through all this, and you were telling me through your mother's death, getting over death, you're watching the video a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
I want you to explain how it helped you.
Well, when I watched it the first time, I was like, wait a minute, this is really hitting home. I'm going to back up and watch this again. I watched it again, and it started setting in. And I was like, this ain't enough. I got to watch it again. I went back and watched it again. And I was like, wow, this is really heavy. And the fourth time I watched it, I was like, anybody could get better just watching this. They just took the time. It didn't take that long. I mean, what was it, a half hour, 45 minutes?
Correct.
Not a big deal. To get better from something like that had totally changed my life from being completely depressed all the time and whacked out of my head to being better. It just didn't make any sense to stay the other way.
Now, I got to ask you something. Not mentioning names, a part of your family was actually going to walk away from you, and you basically got your relationship back with your family. You learned a lot about life, and you're ready to take the new course that will be the last course I'm doing on Road to Recovery.
Yeah. My one sister, Dawn, she had walked away from me, but she came back after she heard the clerk's not wacko no more. My brother has been by my side through most of it. There was a time there where he wasn't sure what to do with me, and we've worked that out, thank God. Without God, I don't think I could have got through it, or Jesus. You can't go with one half and not have the other and get better. It takes both. And my other sister, Kelly, she's been a thief, and sad to say she's not part of my family, but I'd accept her if she came back.
That would be
I
nice.
have a lot of issues, but, you know.
Yeah, we talked about that 100% about it, and to regain, I got to ask you a question. When you whacked out with your mom, I didn't even know, which it's amazing. I brought you back for a reason. For some reason, I don't know, which I bring people back. I usually block a person. I don't bring them back. And when I seen how you were acting when I blocked you, I didn't even think the road recovery would have cured you.
Yeah.
Now, you heard of many amazing stories. Carrie Huff has a testimonial up there. Jeanette McCallahan, I guess you read the one about Patricia Lewis, who got her head drilled out from operation. She stuttered. She couldn't laugh. She called me 2 days later. And when she called me, someone normal called me up. She wasn't stuttering, and she was laughing. And she called me a gift from God, and most of the testimonials in there said, Paul, you're a gift from God.
Yes, I have to agree with that wholeheartedly. The course had to come from God, and He had to give it to you, or we wouldn't get better. The things that I've done and gotten better from, most people don't see that.
Exactly. Well,
It's a thing. I mean, they say that you got that for life, and if I do have it, it's in complete remission. I have not had any kind of hallucinations or anything like that since I started Road to Recovery, and it's been better because I don't have the voices in my head trying to tell me what to do. It's just me.
exactly.
Clear thought, clear thinking. It's unexplainable.
Well, I'll tell you, it's weird. It's weird getting on the phone. You actually having a normal conversation with you, where you change over the road recovery, and you were pretty blown away when I said I'm doing the last course, and the way I'm going to run it's going to be very much different. All right, and I appreciate Jeanette McCallahan, and I will have her on here, and she's going to explain her story before the way I'm doing the road recovery, I'm giving everybody a break who joins it. It's going to be $150, which you were willing to take that chance. And it's about the equalities of life. And I think when I first put it up, people said the road recovery, and I got a lot of questions um, that I'm not a drug addict. Well, the road recovery, if they would have read about it, it had to deal with the equalities of life and how you live it. It had to deal with love, how it was man made, how the drugs and the pills did damage to you, how you could beat addiction.
Hmm.
And I did all that stuff. The road recovery is a story of my life.
Yeah.
Now, when it came with you with the Parkinson's, when I got sick, it looked like I had Parkinson's, and I got tested, and I told you the test is very dangerous. I deal with
Yeah.
a thing called NSF, nephrogenic
Yeah.
systematic fibrosis, which comes from the contrast, and for MRIs, PT scans, also stress tests. It's the imaging agent. It's an earth metal. And I got very
Yeah.
sick, and it made me look like I had Parkinson's. So, helping you was I know you see me on the live feeds when I was shaken to death, and you you couldn't tell if I had Parkinson's versus Tourette's versus MS,
Right.
and it was really bad. And
I looked at my own shakes and I was like, does he have the same thing I got?
exactly. But you know what? The people. Hey, what's up? Nikki Rocks has just sit here. Lana Duncan has just sit in. We're talking about the road to recovery. Now, with the shakes and stuff, okay, this all came after I had the shot for the contrast. It came about maybe over from January 21st to the 7th. That was in 17 of January 7th of 18. And with that, um, I went to fatigue in 3 days from the 7th to the 10th. And by the 15th, I looked like I had Parkinson's. And um, I couldn't walk. I had to figure out when Michael J. Fox sitting on your hands would mobilize your body and your neck and stuff. So with dealing with you with that, it was easy because I know what the feelings was, and I got tested for it, and I came up clean for it. And it's a very dangerous test. It's very dangerous. All right.
Right.
And when I didn't walk, I made a promise to everyone. I said, God and Jesus Christ are going to get me up.
Hmm.
And they did, and I think you remember me saying that a bunch of times. But
Yes.
over 4.5 years, Clark, people forget a lot of things. I don't. I have a photographic memory that takes me back to when I was born, all right? And I remember everything, all right? And with the road recovery, we talked about, and I talked about this with you today, that when I do the road recovery, there's been times that people have picked it up that I haven't blinked my eyes doing the road recovery for almost 45 minutes to an hour. And
Yeah.
I told you this today, and you've heard me say it, that I've never remembered a thing that I've said in the road to recovery at all. Now, the road recovery deals also with people that got molested, raped, love, also being forgiving, not using the word hate, and quitting smoking and a bunch of things. So I came up with a program that I think people took for granted. And I started looking at Facebook in a different way about the God given people. Now, the God given people that still stick with me to this day, and my own girl, Jennifer Moore, had private courses of 7 weeks with me, and it cured her of a lot of shit. And she knows it
Right.
works. So, you got
Congrats, by the way.
what?
Congratulations, by the
Oh,
way.
thanks. That was a late one. But
Yeah, well.
I'm going to be doing this last course, and I'm going to bring Jeanette McCallahan. I'm going to talk to her to bring her on here. She was going through a detox issue. She came on, and with being on the detox, going through detox, and she was really bad, and she didn't say nothing for a long time. And finally, me and her talked, and she wrote up a huge testimonial in the Road Recovery
Yeah.
about her experiences and how it got her better and straight. And today, she's still straight to this day. She don't hide it. You know,
Yeah.
dealing with addiction, I do that too. I mean, I was an alcoholic that drank 65 Bud Ices a day, tall boys, and drank a half a fifth of rum and 2 bottles of cask and cream. And I went through the DTs and did it myself. Also, in my younger years, drug addiction. I never went to a rehab, AA or nothing, and
I got hooked on LSD, and I had to break it off with that. It was either that or my dad threw me out. And I told Dad, I said, just pour it out. Flush it. I don't need it. I'll detox myself.
yeah, it ain't the DTs ain't funny, man. They are no joke.
They suck.
When you crawl up into a ball and you feel like you're gonna die, and you can, people don't know the detox order of what goes on. The first detox on the order of detox is the benzodiazepam family, which I'm going into. Xanax, okay, Valium, and all that gets stored in your fatty liver cells, and if you've been on it long enough, um, it can get released from your fatty liver cells. In 2 years, you got to carry around anti-seizure medication so you don't die. Now, I've been through seizures and all that, hundreds of them, and I've always gotten up. And the weirdest thing, I think, the problem the problem is that I did a road recovery feed, and people see me hit the floor on a thing, and I got back up, and I said, let's get back to where we were. And I hit my head so friggin' hard it cracked my glasses.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this today. I think you know me, Clark, very well now, that no one can shake me, make me, or break me on Facebook or in life.
And that's something I want to say too, but at one point, but I gotta wait till I'm done with this road to recovery.
Now, road recovery, Carrie Huff just put up it. She was on Xanax for 14 years, and the road recovery saved her life. She got on with me, and I told her, and she hasn't been on it, Xanax no more. It's a very evil drug, but some people do need it because Xanax is used for internal nerve pain, which no one realizes that. They think it's just for panic disorder, anxiety attacks, and some things you do need in life. You do not fuck around, and I hate to say it like that, with blood pressure medication, I told you that today, and heart medication, and if you need it, insulin. Sometimes my father wanted to wait to the last minute to do it because he in some of the drug world, people don't want to believe that it will help at first, but it'll be the ruination.
Yeah.
And you're always going to be a recovering addict. Now, the Jeanette McCallahan just wrote here, just because you stop using, okay, it's after that the recovery starts. 5/23/18. Let's see what she's saying here. COD meth. Real recovery is getting to the core of the womb that is truly are and clean yourself up from within and finding your inner peace. And that's the truth. Most people, and I've talked to people that been, and I don't mention names, the road recovery has always been a private course that if you talk to me, girls that got molested at the age of 2, and they had to do horrible things, man. The horrible stories I heard with road recovery, and I never released them to you or no one. And it's like a private doctor's course. And,
Yeah,
you
I had
know,
an uncle that did stuff like that. He was a pedophile. He did it to his kids. My dad told him if he ever touched me or my brother,
Uh-huh.
be a reckoning that he would never live from.
Exactly. You know, there's some horrifying stories in the world that people, and I hate to say, the road recovery, I asked yes and no answers, and I told you this today. If you were raped, molested, I don't care what you were doing, gay or whatever, I don't judge people. And the thing with that, until you open your whole life and lay the cards on the table about your life, it took most of these people that are in the chat room, uh, they're in their 50s, late 40s now, and it takes you 40, 50 years to fuck up your life. It might only take you
2 years to write it all out.
2 years to write it, 2, 3 years to write your journal that will could be your autobiography or for a book to help others. I've always said that to you. And with it, it's you said today, I was telling you something too. Before you have helped others from what you told me, and I said to you, first thing I said, what I said this, correct? Clark, you got to have all the cards in place before you fully help others. And
Right.
you got to have the cards in the deck, and you got to have all aces up, all right? Now, with having all aces in the deck, all right, and hold on. I'm reading what Jeanette McCallahan wrote. Survivor of child molestation, domestic violence, and drug addiction. Now, when people can put it out there, I have known Jeanette McCallahan for a long time, and she'll put it out there the way it is, and she knows it works. And she says, I know she'll be in the course. And she's an admin on the Road to Recovery course. All right. And the problem is, I put the course up there, and I was sort of doing the total. Now, I upped the videos instead of upping a drug. All right.
Right.
And what happened with upping that, people got better. After watching the video 4 times a day, 7 days a week, and I went on to the next video, and they watched it, and they were getting better. And I seen that, and I was getting testimonials, and they were saying, thanks, Paul. And it was coming from actually all over the world, man. It was really weird. Europeans were saying thanks, and I really do appreciate that. And if people don't know it, I detoxed off of. I detoxed one day, flushed 87 and 205 from 1988 to 2005. They had me on a whole bunch of stuff, a total of 87 antidepressants from lithium on down the line. And we were talking about Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin actually was stopping the shakes for people, but they were using it for quitting smoking. Now, what is it, left or right?
Yeah.
I explain about these drugs, and I break the drugs apart totally, what's in them. All right, and I think the world of pill popping started in the 80s, of samples, giving people samples, not doing the research on the drugs, and it hurt people, and eventually it will kill you. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I looked at it, and I look at the road recovery teaches you about logic. All right, 100%. Now, with logic, I put the logic into action. The answers were coming to me from somewhere, and I know where they were coming. And people think I'm crazy. I've called too many shots on Facebook. I've created 400 group pages in 12 hours, working group pages. Carrie Huff was actually, I think she's known me probably the longest that on Facebook, that I had told her things that about her friend, and she said, you couldn't have known that, Paul. I never posted it. So certain things, people don't want to believe in the higher power, okay? And all these people pray.
You know, if God wasn't involved, he couldn't have done all the amazing things that you've done. I mean,
I appreciate that. It's very nice of you.
yeah,
You know, I think people, and I'm not going to hold this feed up too much longer, but I'm just telling you, I go by this in life, all right? That I say real prayers and I sit down and say them and pray to God in Jesus Christ, and these are my views on it, so don't. If anyone ever bashes me and thinks I'm crazy, I'm not. I have seen, and Jen has seen the miracles of it, and it can't be answered. And if my doctors are following me and wondered, I just went to my doctor and told him this, and he said, "Where did you figure all this out?" And I said, "Do you believe in God and Jesus Christ and the higher power? Well, sometimes you'll get the answers when you least expect it." I think a lot of people are brought up on their parents with religion and believing in God, but they really know how to pray. And
yeah, they get on their hands and knees and talk to the man upstairs, because if you don't do it the right way and from the heart, you're not going to find it.
exactly. And I also said this. I said, I think the problem with America, they haven't watched It's a Wonderful Life about 1,000,000 times, which I have watched since, God, I was young, man. In the 70s, I started watching It's a Wonderful Life. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I watched It's a Wonderful Life about 400 times. And also a movie called The
My
Gathering.
mom bought it, and it was before she got sick, and we watched it I don't know how many times. I couldn't even begin to count. She'd pop it in a lot, and I let her watch it as much as she wanted. And I learned a lot from it.
You know what I learned from it? I started looking at Facebook and the prayers going up, and it's easy to type a prayer. Like, I pray for you, right? But are you really...
It's harder to pray for the person and really get down and say, okay, this person needs that prayer. That's what you need to do, not type it. Typing is just, in my book, a waste of time.
Well, the thing is, I was thinking, and I started watching Facebook, and I was following people. They didn't know I was following them. And they went to do a prayer, and they went right to a next post. You know what? In A Wonderful Life, at the beginning, you hear the little kid saying, "Please help my daddy. Please, God. Please." You know what? For people to do 50 prayers a day, I think they would be on their knees all day. And it's very hard. Okay, Nikki, man, I'll talk to you later. And how you doing, Lon? I hope you're doing okay, man. All right. So I think, hey, what's up? Allison, he came in here. All right. You know, I think with the road to recovery, with people, with all this, and the way people pray and all, these are my views on it, which I've seen on Facebook. And I figured out the art of Facebook, that it got changed in about 2018 with fundraiser pages and stuff like that. And you know what the sad part of it's about fundraiser pages, bro? That you have friends out there that are very sick, and people, I think people lost the caring. They lost the caring of about people and about life and about seeing the beauty in the world, and they got so tangled up. And with presidency, you know, it's going to be what it is. I don't follow the news. Some people wake up, and I call it doom and gloom, Clark. And I've talked about this with you, where you wake up and your whole world goes to hell because it's raining out, and you know, this world sucks. This world don't suck. It is what you make of it.
Rain has to rain to feed all the stuff that's out there. I mean, you got grass, you got homeless animals, you got all kinds of things that water's got to feed.
Exactly. And the one thing about it.
What we drink, so.
Okay.
You know.
The one thing about it, and I know you've been through it, it's being homebound. Now, homebound is where you can't open the door, you can't leave the house, you're so afraid of leaving the house, and road recovery corrects that. All right.
Yeah, I take walks every day now.
And you told me you looked more at the beauty and looked at kids playing. It reminded you of
Yeah.
when you were younger.
Back when he was, yeah.
And I just think people lost the equalities of life. And the main thing about the road to recovery, and I've said this a million times, the people are always wondering where they're going to go when they die, and they turn into the what if people.
The zombies.
What like what if this is going to happen? What if that's going to happen? But you know what, Clark? What if it didn't happen? All right. I always said that people pray for their car being fixed, and I always said that, listen, kids, God don't work for the AutoZone. He's not going to pop your receipt. And
Yeah.
people worry about getting to work, and they're stuck in traffic. They're going to lose their jobs. Well, they can't drive over a car. It's pure logic. Yes, I can see your comments, kiddo. Some people in here, they've had horrible lives with the road recovery, and if they don't, I know about their lives. I have communicated with over 12,600 people, video to video, and I don't do that no more. I really don't. I do own Hell Yeah Radio, and this will be brought to Hell Yeah Radio, okay? And I'll make you a superstar, dude. No.
No, all right.
All right.
I'd rather just write the songs. I don't want to sing them.
Exactly. You write the songs that make the whole world sing.
Yeah.
To get to Hell Yeah Radio, and Carrie just said, Jem Callahan just said, faith over fear. You know what? Fear surrounds your whole life, and I don't know why people question themselves where they're going if they believe in God and Jesus Christ. I really don't. And, everything I say in the road recovery is my views, and people that took it know it's true. And I've had one-to-ones on after I did the road recovery with people, and the people that stopped taking it, they rebounded back to the people they were. It's...
I didn't want to do that. I repeated the one episode I've seen until it sunk in so I could change. I didn't want to be that one guy again that was moping around and didn't want to leave the house and all that kind of crap. I wanted to be that little kid again that wanted to be outside and playing.
Well, you know what the weird thing is about you? You seem to be enjoying life now. And you want to pick up the guitar, and you said, let's write a song together. And what people don't understand about the Road to Recovery and Hell Yeah Radio is a part of the Road to Recovery. Music is a big cure to...
The ultimate therapy.
It's the ultimate therapy, and it's also the cure that you either had songs that rhymed to reasons, or you had the musicians that had a hard life that are telling a true story about their lives.
Right.
And I got a lot of great comments, man, in here about the people that have listened to the Road Recovery. And, I'm going to take you. All I said, if you build it, they will come. Now, if people, I'm going to get Jeanette McCallahan on here next, and she's going to open up full force. I know she is. I know her. She does not take shit, all right? And she's going to seriously open up about the road recovery. And I got to the point, I'm a totally different person. I got out of a toxic situation that I'm not getting into, and I'm out in Tennessee now, and people have seen the change of me, laid back. I'm not the same person I was. I always knew it, but I was trying to get, even with my sickness, telling the people this could happen to you. It can happen to me. It can happen to anyone eventually with my sickness and the road to recovery, that you could get cured and you could have a normal life and get over death and enjoy your life and remember your mother or your father, your sister, your brother, cousin who passed away, and it wouldn't destroy your holidays. And everybody has the right to live their life,
Yes.
okay, and not get destroyed by death. And most people don't even know how to vent and let it go. They carry it on for weeks, as much as death, weeks, months, years, almost till they die, okay? And as you get older, it only gets worse for you, man. It gets harder to correct the problem. So I didn't tell you this, I have stopped 11 suicides on the net from not knowing, just went to them. And then people always thank me, Paul, thanks, I'm still around. And it was because of you.
As you was talking about helping people not commit suicide, on the Schizophrenics Anonymous website, I've done the same thing, but I don't know how many. I couldn't count. I don't want to count, but there was at least 3 that I can think of.
Yeah, I am. Tuesday wrote, "Hey Paul, do you guys know I'm here?" Yeah, I do know everybody's here. I am reading the feed 100%. And I'm going to get back to all. I do read. I didn't know if you know this. I do read and I heart everybody's comment on Facebook, and I do go back to videos and I do read all the posts. And thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that 100%. I do read everybody's posts. I do get back to them. I'm working on Hell Yeah Radio, and I'm working on a new show, which is actually it's actually a funny show. It's Paulie D, the Whack Hayes show, the fact from fiction, the truth from the lie, and all. It's the comedy show people have been waiting for. That I'm going to do some comedy with my friend Jack, and that helps you too to get. I think Zeppelin summed it up. Does anybody remember laughter? And a lot of people don't, And I really appreciate you coming on, Clark, and explaining this. And I would like you to hop in the feed when Jeanette McCallahan, and I'm going to grab a couple people that have gone through the road to recovery and get them on here and explain before I do this last course. And I got it set in, and then you want to hear the good news or the bad news?
It don't matter, whichever way you want to do it.
Well, the good news is the course for the road recovery runs $150.
Yeah.
After I'm done with the course, it's going to be $400 to $500. All right. If you have an answer for the cure and can get people better like I did you, how much would a doctor charge you, Clark, over the years?
I would probably charge more in the thousands.
You wouldn't have enough on a Visa Amex Black card, man.
I know.
Yeah, it's like the instant mafia on the interest too. Laughter, Jeanette McCallahan said, is the best medicine. Now, I'll tell you one thing about Jeanette McCallahan. She and a lot of people have stuck with me with the road to recovery. And with Jeanette McCallahan, she has discussed a lot of things with me about the road recovery and how true. And as much as Carrie and all them, they always have messaged me and say thank you, and Lana and all these people that are in the program. And my doctor said, and I should be charging $600 an hour. Now, my doctor's following this, and they're asking me questions. How did I figure out fatigue? They want to know. They said, where'd you get your doctor's degree? So that's the problem with Road to Recovery, man. You know what? Because you walked in a doctor's office and they got some degree sitting on the wall, man. God forbid I don't have that degree. I got a couple platinum albums and a lot of credibility with the music business. And this course isn't about a degree on the wall. It's about that the people that I got better, and Linda's here, and Linda Tweety Rochester, you know where I says in Hell Yeah Radio, and
Yeah.
I appreciate the people that come to the feed. The people that come to my feed, the feeds are the ones that have listened to me, have listened to the Road Recovery, or they've listened to the logic I have spoken on Hell Yeah Radio. It's a non-censor radio station that I created. It's never been done ever, and I took four DJs plus Howard Stern, a little kick of the Headbangers Ball, and created the greatest radio show that I have the greatest artists coming on to interview about their lives, about storytellers, and they've had hard lives too. And I've talked to them on one-to-ones with it, and they have explained it to you. And I appreciate you being a Hell Yeah Radio listener as much as the other people that come to Hell Yeah Radio. Music is definitely part of the cure of the road to recovery. And
Yes.
this last course is going to be the most amazing course because of the things that I learned. And I'm working on blood pressure right now. How to keep your blood pressure. You control I told you today, you control your heart rate. And to tell you the truth, with the road recovery, I'm going to tell the people that are in this, it's going to be a private group page for the people to pay. And with it, I'm going to tell everybody to take a picture of when they started the road recovery. And after, whether it goes 16 or I might do 20-week courses, okay, in that 20-week time, and I probably want to take it up to Christmas, Thanksgiving to Christmas, because that's the hardest point for a person to get by, deaths of family, and enjoying Christmas and Thanksgiving and your holidays. And the thing is, I want you put a picture up, one picture of you the way you look now. And the one thing what Road Recovery did in 3 months or whatever the time it's over with, I want you to put a picture of you up after that. And I've seen pictures of people that took the Road Recovery de-age by 20 years. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I made a wish, Clark, and I didn't tell you this. 21, I made a wish with God and Jesus Christ that I would look eternally young, all right? And I forgot one thing that was very important. I forgot to wish my health in there. And I'm doing good now. I have a non-curable disease, and knowing my luck, and I'm going to leave you guys with this, it's like the movie The Green Mile. I'm going to be here till about 130 or 40 helping people while everybody passes on me, and it's going to be like the movie, dude. I felt like I've been through the movie Phenomena and a lot of the crazy shit. But I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. And I want you to keep it up and go the distance, like it said on Field of Dreams, and take it to the top. I want to see you keep getting better, and I want to see you say, Paul, I did it. And you know what? I'm the guide for the ride. You can pat yourself on the back for doing the work and the simple things of your journal to make it 100% what you made of yourself and what you did with yourself and took the time to spend with yourself instead of worrying about life and the news and all the bullshit in the world. And that you...
I don't have to learn how to separate my life from Ace, really.
Yeah, no shit. But I'm going to get going, kids, you know, and I'll be back on one more time for Jeanette McCallahan. The Road to Recovery, I'm giving people a little time. It's going to start probably September, October, and I'm going to put it up about how to join it, and you can email me, and it's going to be at Hell Yeah Radio. And Jeanette McCallahan said, like you, the journal has helped me a lot. So I'm going to get going, man, and I'm going to fly. And thank you, Clark, for joining me, and I will definitely catch up with you. And I'd like to thank all the people, and you should give them a hell yeah, Clark, for what they went through, right? Okay, kids, I will talk to you later. I have a date now with Destiny with my fiance, Jennifer Moore.
Okay.
Okay, man. So, Clark, hang on the phone, and I'm going to get going. I'll say goodbye to you, and just hang on a minute. I'll talk to all you later. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Jen Callahan. Lana, I try to get down to everyone. Allison, Tuesday, Saint was in here. I like to thank everyone. I try to get down the feed, but Facebook don't let me down the whole feed. I will read your comments, and I'm going to do a recap on what you people have said. And thank you for all the support that you've given me with the Road Recovery. Hell yeah, Radio 100%. All right. You all have a great night. Think positive thoughts, not evil thoughts. And you know what? Life will get better. Life's a gift. And one thing I said, never let it slip. Your day could end tomorrow. And people got to learn how to cherish the moment and stop living for the moment. So you all take care. Clark, you hang on. And I'm going to get going, and you all have a blessed night. And thank you for joining me. The ones that didn't, I feel sorry for them that they missed the best feed about how to get someone well and my views on God and Jesus Christ. But I think the other people are following me in here 100%. Okay?
Yeah.
Take care. And I'll give myself a hell yeah and a pat on the back tonight. I did pretty good. All right, let's go.